What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another player ratings video. Back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur. First in North London derby, and then in Jose Mourinho's first win ever at St James's Park, which is actually a mad stat when you think about it.
The amount of amazing teams he's managed, especially, he's won the league a few times with Chelsea, and, finished second in the Premier League with Man United. Couldn't get a win at St James's Park throughout that whole time. Had to wait till he came to a proper club to do it.
But look, you've got to commend the team yesterday. Absolutely sensational. The exact same lineup against Arsenal. Turnout against Newcastle, different formation. I thought it was actually really interesting. It was the exact same lineup, but we played a different formation. It was like back to that 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3 in and out of possession. But look, you got to commend the team. I thought they did really well, albeit it was I think it was Newcastle. I think they've never had more shots on goal against anyone else.
Yeah, they had a few shots. They did have a lot of shots, but a lot
of them off-target pot shots from.
I feel like we had them at arm's length for most of the game, except for Dwight Gale had a header against the post. Apart from that, how many real clear-cut chances do they create? Not many. So I think Jose will be happy with how the game turned out.
Yeah. Let's get on to the player ratings. Let's start off with HUGO LLORIS. We gave him a 6. Couldn't do anything with that goal. Matt Ritchie's goal was a complete bullet into the top corner. Apart from that, I don't remember him being called into too many saves or too much happening.
Nothing much to report for HUGO. Quiet day for him. As you said, we conceded 1 goal. They had a few shots, but nothing really threatened him.
Yeah. Let's move on to SERGE AURIER. We gave him a 7. Look, at the end of the day, you just got to commend his professional attitude and the way he conducted himself on the pitch yesterday. After the tragic news of what happened, everyone knows what's happened with his brother. I thought he put in a good display, very professional display. It was his fault for the goal. Well, you can't really blame him for the goal, but you can blame him for that pass that led to Matt Ritchie. No one can expect him to take a shot like that. But at the end of the day,
SERGE will be disappointed with that bit of play. But I thought throughout the game, to be fair to him, he was threatening. He was up and down that right-hand side. He was involved in the first goal as well, overlapping on Lucas Moura. I thought he had a really good display by and large, apart from the goal we conceded. I thought it was a really good display, and it must have been so difficult for him to get through that game. And the thing is, we need him. That's the thing. At this moment in time, we need him because he's our only right back, and he knew that. So he knew he was doing a job for the team when he was making himself available. So I really commend him for that. His unbelievable attitude.
Yeah, we can't put ourselves in his situation. You can't imagine what the guy's going through at the moment. And you just got to commend him for his complete professional attitude and taking
a lot of respect.
Taking one for the team, basically.
Yeah, so much respect for him.
So much respect, and that's why we gave him a 7. Let's move on to Ben Davies. We gave him a 6. To be honest, I can't really remember much from Ben Davies throughout that game. I thought Newcastle strikers got in behind him a couple of times. Apart from that, I don't remember too much good. I think it was a pretty anonymous display, to be honest.
I think, Saint-Maximin was on his side. Saint-Maximin was probably Newcastle's most threatening player throughout the 90 minutes, albeit he didn't really get too threatening. And I think Ben Davies, by and large, dealt with him fairly well. I think Maximin did get past him a few times, but he's going to do that to any player. Saint-Maximin, he's that good at dribbling. So you can't expect too much from that side. But I thought Ben Davies wasn't unbelievable, but he didn't really do much wrong.
It's a standard Ben Davies performance, 6 out of 10.
Which is exactly what Mourinho loves.
Let's move on to DAVINSON Sanchez. We gave him a 7. I thought he played well, Davinson. I thought he was a presence at the back. Again, I thought he dealt with pretty much most things that came his way, but nothing too great, nothing too poor.
Yeah, I think Dwight Gale had a quiet game, apart from him being the post in the first half.
Yeah, that was that one chance from Dwight Gale.
And I think he kept him very quiet. He had a pretty easy afternoon, I thought, Davinson. I think he has put some good interceptions, some good clearances, which he's really good at.
Yeah,
he's just a natural defender.
Especially late on, Davinson Sanchez. I thought he grew more into the game later the game went.
Yeah, defensively, he's always been a good defender. And I think you've showed that again.
And I think it's pretty much a carbon copy of what we're going to say about Toby Alderweireld, who we also gave a 7. I thought they complement each other well, Toby and Sanchez. They're growing a nice partnership together. And I thought Toby had a pretty similar game to what Davinson played with.
Well, unbeaten since Toby's come in, haven't we?
Yeah.
Since Toby's come in after the restart, that's 3 wins and a draw. We've only conceded 2 goals, 2 wonder goals, one from Lacazette, one from Matt Ritchie. I think Toby really has stepped up his game again since he's come back into the team. We didn't see too many, Toby pings over the top, which we usually love to see. But I think, calming presence as always at the back.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Calming presence.
And I think he, dealt with everything that came at him.
Moussa Sissoko, we gave him a 7 as well. I thought it was a good display from Moussa, covering every blade of grass as he always does, getting stuck in, winning the ball back. But it's the same story every time with Moussa Sissoko, lacking quality on the ball.
Well, I think Mourinho must absolutely love him at the moment, honestly, because he's working so hard for the team, and the amount of work he puts in off the ball. I think he's becoming a vital. We've said that for a while. He's been vital for a while, but I think Mourinho, is really starting to trust him. And I remember we were saying that maybe Sissoko was one of the players that was going to struggle under Jose when he first came, but it's not looking like that at all. And I think. He started on the right, and when CELSO went off, he moved over into the centre. I think Mourinho kind of has a Swiss Army knife in terms of Sissoko can kind of play anywhere, and that's what we're seeing. Yeah,
I mean, I love Moussa Sissoko, and the effort and the desire he puts in on the pitch is so valuable to the team, you know what I mean?
And with the goal as well, he got a bit unlucky, I felt, because he was tracking Lazaro pretty well and into the box, and just Serge kind of got in the way a bit. He had that situation under control.
Harry Winks, we gave a 6. Again, a battling display from Harry Winks, winning the ball many times in the middle of the park. I want Harry Winks' passing to be better. It needs to be better than it is. For a player that's known for his passing and keeping the ball ticking, it's got to be better than it is.
Yeah, again, he was sitting pretty deep. He's becoming our deepest midfielder at the moment. And I think, again, his defensive side of the game was pretty solid. I think going forward...
That's not what he's known for. Like, what he broke into the team for, he was known for a guy who made the game tick and, keeping it moving. But now he's more known for, like, his defensive CDM kind of play.
You know what? Maybe that's a good thing, because maybe he's not going to be a Modric or something like that. Oh, maybe, I think definitely. He's not going to be that kind of player. So if he can develop his defensive side of the game, become a defensive midfielder who's good on the ball, that could be invaluable to us. And I think he really is improving his tackling, his interceptions, his aggressiveness on the ball, off the ball. I think he is improving that, and obviously he is a good passer of the ball. We know that when he gets a chance. So if he can become a CDM for us, an option like that, who's decent on the ball and good off the ball, then that might be his best position going forward.
Yeah, that's my problem with him. He's not that good on the ball, where I thought he used to be good on the ball. I feel that definitely since he started playing the last couple of games, I just feel that he wins the ball well in midfield, but he doesn't do much after that. Where he should be maybe starting an attack, you know what I mean? Like, I think that when we get someone like Pierre Højbjerg in the summer, if we are to get him, I think Winks could really suffer.
I always feel with Winks, a lot of his good work goes unnoticed, and you do need to take a good closer look at him to really see what he does. I'm sure he probably did start a few attacks. I just can't remember too many in my mind right now, but we just got to say what we remember, and I think he was decent. Definitely remember him being good off the ball, but on the ball, he probably does need to improve.
At the end of the day, as much as I'm slating him for being on the ball, his work off the ball and his defensive work is second to none. It's really, really improved.
I think Mourinho's doing a good job with him there.
Which moves on to Giovanni Lo Celso. We gave him a 7. I thought it was much better than the Arsenal game. I really thought he upped his game. I thought he was always looking for the ball, trying to be a menace, taking it past players, dinks. The assist as well for the Sonny goal, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was good display from Gio.
Really good assist, actually. Really when you look back at it, he good quick feet and a sliding tackle pass really into Son. I agree with you. I think he tired quite early on, and he ran with injury. Yeah, he first was playing with injury, and he ran his legs off against Arsenal. He ran his legs off yesterday as well, and he's really working really, because he's so crucial to the creativity of the team. Without him, can't really see where we're getting any creativity from in that central midfield. So he really is kind of like, he's really taking off the team a bit in terms of his injury. So I'm happy with how he's playing. And really, as you said, really good assist.
And he's got some bite about him as well.
Yeah, he has a bit Argentine bite. It's really good to see. He gets stuck in.
Which moves on to Lucas Moura. We gave him an 8. Again, a great display from Lucas Moura. He is, I mean, that's 2 games in a row which you can argue he was our best player. He's always looking for the ball, always looking to beat his man. Again, like, the quality at the end of his runs is not the greatest, but I think it is slowly improving. I really do. And I think Lucas Moura is a really, really important player for Jose Mourinho, and he seems to love him.
He's coming into his own a bit in the past couple of games. Really, in the performances, he's really getting involved. He's not staying in the periphery. He's not really like letting the game pass him by. He's getting involved in attacks defensively. He's probably the best player in the team at the moment. Apparently, but read that against Arsenal. Apparently, he won 10 tackles in the game, and Arsenal won 11. The whole team, the whole Arsenal team won 11. So that shows you what kind of effort he's putting in at the moment. He obviously went off after an hour. He took a bit of a knock, but he was involved as well in the first goal. He won the ball high up the pitch, which led to Spurs scoring. And he not only that, when he gets the ball, he's looking dangerous. He's dribbling past people. He's getting into dangerous areas, setting up attacks. And if this Lucas Moura turns up every week, then we'll be delighted. But we have to see it first.
Yeah, definitely. But he's definitely adding some sort of consistency to his game. So that's what we love to see.
Last 2 games, yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Moura, keep it up. Next, we're going to talk about Harry Kane. We gave him an 8. I thought, he was involved in all 3 goals. In the first goal was Son's goal. He was the one that played it to CELSO that got it into Son. Obviously, the other 2 goals was a lovely header. You don't give Harry Kane that much time in the box. You just don't do that. And the third goal, it was just an easy open goal at the back post, really, after the Lamela shot. But apart from that, I felt that he was putting himself about, looking positive. And we really are starting to see the Harry Kane of old coming back.
Yeah, I think he looks a lot more energetic than he has done in even the whole of last year, even for a lot of the time. And there were a few moments in the second half that frustrated me. He could have done a lot better in, but he's looking like he's getting back to full fitness. That run for his second goal it was in the 90th minute, and he's able to sprint up into the pitch to get in the box to tap home Lamela's rebound. If he doesn't bust his gut, he doesn't get the goal there. Yep. A lovely header, as you say, for the second goal. Good positioning, pinpoint cross from Stevie. Lovely header there, and that's 4 goals now in 7 since the restart. And he's really coming into form again. I'm really happy for him. He just looks happier. Something about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad for a player who everyone said can't score goals in a Jose Mourinho team, is it?
Not at all. And not only that as well, he's played every game. Not all 9. I don't think he's been substituted even, except for he went off for the last 5 minutes of stoppage time yesterday. But he barely gets substituted. He's played every game, and he looks like he's enjoying it. He looks like he's playing he's got playing with fitness.
I feel like these last 2 games, he's seemed like he's a man on a mission on the pitch. He really does. Whereas before that, he kind of got lost in games. So
he's not, against Man United, completely anonymous, but he's not like that at the moment.
And lastly, in the starting 11 with HEUNG Son, we gave him an 8. What a finish! What a finish for that goal! It was at Dubravka's first front post, but he couldn't do anything about that. Literally,
such a good finish.
What a finish! Yeah.
On first look, you think Dubravka should do better, but when you look at the replay, through Yedlin's legs with really good power and right into the corner, literally inch perfect. So Son's going to be really happy with that, and I think he had a decent game overall. And I think 2 goals and 2 for him. And I think he's starting to find his feet after the restart. He struggled a bit after the restart, but he's starting to find his feet again. I mean,
yeah, I thought he had a decent first half. I thought that goal was absolutely brilliant. He caused a couple of problems, but all in all, I felt it was a pretty quiet day for Son.
Maybe 8 was a bit generous, but I think
that finish you get an 8.
Yeah, you get a really good finish, and it looks a lot easier than it is to do that with minimal backlift as well. Yeah. And a really good ending off the move there.
Definitely. Let's move on to a couple of the subs. Obviously, we're not going to touch on Vertonghen because he came on with 5 minutes to go for Kane, just to close out the game. But let's start off with Steven Bergwijn. We gave him an 8. David Beckham David Beckham-esque cross into the box.
Beckham or Bergwijn, I'm not sure who it was. But what a cross that was. It was literally, it was on the pitch for about a minute before he picks the ball up. And we really need players to start adding quality like that in and around that sort of area, because we usually do have a lot of space in those areas when teams are sitting deep. They kind of let us have the ball, and we're always too busy trying to get to the byline or trying to work our way into the box. We usually get snuffed out. And if players like Bergwijn can be show as much quality on the ball in and around those those areas in the centre of the park, Kane's going to be having a field day, and we need him. We need him to stepping up like that. It's a beautiful cross.
Absolutely pinpoint ball. It was lovely, and apart from that, I thought he was getting in and amongst it, trying to win the ball back, coming deep, picking up the ball, doing great defensive work for the team as well. So Steven Bergwijn gets an 8. Erik Lamela, he also gets an 8. I thought his cameo was brilliant, and that run for the goal, Harry Kane's last goal, was absolutely sensational. I think he took it past about 2 or 3 players. all right, the shot wasn't great, but it forced a good save out of Dubravka, and then he parried it to KANE, and KANE had an easy shot. So ultimately, the substitutes won us the game.
Yeah, I guess. And yeah, it's true. And it was actually, Lamela started the move as well, played it to Harry Kane. Harry Kane played it back into him. He went through on goal, danced past Matt Ritchie, got a shot off, and obviously ended in the third goal. And another good cameo for Lamela, as we've said continuously. Most of the times he's played since the restart, he's contributed pretty well, and he's showed some good displays.
Do you feel Lamela's a bit unlucky not to be starting more games?
Maybe, but I don't like him on the wing. I really don't. Unless in a situation like this where he's coming off the bench, where he has a bit more energy than the fullbacks. I feel like when he's playing on the wing from the start of a game, when the fullbacks have full energy, he struggles a bit. He doesn't really have the pace, especially in the system that Jose Mourinho likes, which is more on the counter-attack, sitting deep. He doesn't have the required pace to really get to really threaten the fullbacks and exploit the space in behind, whereas Lucas and Bergwijn do. I liked him in the centre because I think he's a bit of a destroyer in the centre there, and he has quick feet, which is good. Maybe not a quick brain because he hangs onto the ball a lot of the time, but definitely quick feet.
His footballing IQ is not just there.
Definitely he has quick feet, so I think, is he unlucky maybe to not start in attacking midfield position? Maybe, but I think this role for him coming off the bench last half an hour is suiting him well. Yeah, I think he's doing well with it.
I've always said Lamela's better coming off the bench than when he starts. He's always a bit disappointing when he starts a game. I feel that he kind of just drifts in and out of games, but when he comes on for the last half an hour, 20 minutes, he's literally a man on a mission, breaking up play, trying to start attacks. So
he usually has so much energy. He's running around the pitch like here, there, and everywhere. And he can always contribute going forward if given space. So I think it's a good role for him at the moment.
And last but not least, Jose Mourinho, we gave him an 8. Everyone questioned his starting lineup when there was not one change since the Arsenal game, after we saw how tired we were at the Arsenal game and how much energy we put into the game. But you got to say, it worked well. The tactics worked well. I thought Jose Mourinho didn't really put a foot wrong or a decision wrong. I thought the subs he made came on and won us the game, and the starting lineup he chose was more than good enough.
I think he's really starting to get to grips with the squad at the moment. I really do. He was talking about at half time how he said the players were dead on their feet, and he said, I know you guys don't have energy in your body, but you still have energy up here. And clearly the players showed that, because they showed that energy in the second half. They kept going for 90 minutes. As you say, his substitutions were, you could say they're obvious, but they worked out well. You know, when the substitutes work, it's not easy.
The timing of the subs as well.
Well, Lucas took a knock, so he had to go off. But Lamela coming on for CELSO wasn't an obvious one. Putting SISSOKO to the centre and putting Lamela out wide. I thought, the substitutes won us the game, and he's really starting to get into the players' heads and motivate them, which is good to see.
And you know what it is? It's like the first time ever as a Spurs fan, we're closing out games, like properly closing out games. Like, I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen that before?
Well, I think a few games under Pochettino.
Yeah, but a few games under Pochettino. But this is going to become a regular occurrence.
I hope so. And
he's shaping up his team of how he wants it. Like under Pochettino, we weren't really closing out games. Like, how many times did we concede late goals under Pochettino? Like because we never had like a defensive. I know our defense was good under Pochettino, but our game plan wasn't a defensive game plan. It was like go for it.
Yeah.
So
we usually would be 4-0 up, so it didn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
But under Jose, I'm liking to see this defensive solidity. I'm liking how we are seeing other games. You say we're not conceding too many chances late on in games. Everyone's working really, really hard. I think the most impressive thing is how he's able at the moment to motivate the squad. How he's able to get them to expel every last inch of energy that they have in their bodies to fight for the team, and hopefully he'll bowl well for us next season.
Since that Sheffield United game, since Mourinho laid into them for their mentality, I've seen a big change in the squad. And I think, maybe the Bournemouth game aside.
And you know what? I know, look, we criticised the players after Bournemouth, and fair enough, because it was a shocking performance. But you got to look at it now and say Bournemouth are in good form, actually. And maybe we gave them too much. Maybe we didn't give Bournemouth enough credit, because they've just beaten Leicester 4-1. They've they should have beaten Man City yesterday. I saw the highlights of that game. They really should have won that game. They created way more chances than City did. And they won they drew with us, and they won a game as well after that. I can't remember who they beat. So they're actually playing quite well, and they're fighting for everything, for survival. So maybe we didn't give Bournemouth enough credit in that game.
Maybe. But yeah, as I was saying before, I really have seen a change in the mentality of the squad and how the squad are acting and how they're all fighting for each other. So it's great things to see, and hopefully long may it continue, and hopefully we can take this positivity into next season. 10
points in 10 games, in 10 days. 10 points in 10 days, you know, in the past 4 games, we're in decent form at the moment.
We are in decent form. And when you actually look at the whole, on a whole, since Jose Mourinho has been our manager, if you take out that gap of when we had that mad injury crisis with Kane and Sonny out, we've actually been quite good, like results-wise.
Yeah, we, apart from maybe you say like when we lost to Chelsea, there was a few games here.
Yeah, but I'm talking about take out that injury crisis part.
No, what I'm saying, that wasn't part of the injury crisis.
Oh, the first Chelsea game.
Yeah, the first Chelsea game when we lost at home. We had a few games here and there where you're thinking, okay, that's not great. But I think overall, as an overall picture, it has been fairly positive. And if he did have a fully fit squad and things weren't against him too much, I think we would be a much better chance for top 4 at the moment.
I genuinely believe if we wouldn't have had that injury crisis, we'd be in the top 4 now.
Might be.
Well, anyway,
yeah, we'll see.
That is your player ratings. Let's hope that Man United can lose tonight. And what do we want in the Leicester-Sheffield United game?
Good question. I think it's a win-win. It's a win-win, whatever happens.
All right, so check out for our content coming pre-Leicester. We'll be bringing you, you know the score by now. Predicted lineup, match previews and all that. That will be coming out. Watch along will be on Sunday during the game, obviously. Like, subscribe and comment. Tell us what you think of our player ratings. And as always,
come on you Spurs.